And we're going to move right along now to Lisa Dempster, who is the Liberal candidate in Cartwright-Lansinclair by-election. Good evening.
Good evening, Pete. How you doing?
Very good. Almost back-to-back, not quite. I guess you're probably thinking along the same lines as Andrew.
Well, I absolutely am. I don't know who he is, but I can tell you now he's a smart man. He's got things sized up pretty close, bang on.
Figures he's got the finger on the pulse there, yeah.
Yes. I haven't talked to you in a while, Pete, because I tell you, we've been busy on the ground getting from town to town.
I'm sure you have.
I think my slogan, dedicated, determined, and dependable, certainly shone through again tonight, because it took me a big effort to get connected, because there's no cell service down here in the Labrador Straits and a lot of places where I am, so I had to run back to a neighboring town and call you from a hotel on a payphone here.
Well,
so thank you for taking my call. I know it's your last night. I wanted to touch base and just tell you that things are going very, very well. We have a lot of issues here in this district where I was born and raised and make my home, and people are very familiar with me, and Assembly, I am going to be a loud, strong, determined voice for them.
Well, they're going to expect no less, because that's what they've had for some time, of course. And
absolutely.
Nobody would ever call Yvonne Jones an easy act to follow, and they're probably not going to be satisfied with anything less than what she gave them.
Well, I'm not going to try to fill her shoes. She's a very good friend of mine. Yvonne and I worked together for a long, long time, and when I become the member of the House of Assembly for the people of Cartwright-Lansinclair, we're going to have one strong team working for the people of Labrador, I can tell you that.
Now, what do you say to people who say, look, I like you, you're a great candidate, I'd love to see you in the seat, but for the next couple of years until the government has an opportunity to change over, I think we should have somebody on the government side?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Pete. We're not hearing too much of that down here. When the Premier had 60 days to call a by-election, and she makes the people of Cartwright-Lansinclair go without a member for 55 days, they've done themselves in. Not that they had much of a leg to start on anyway, because since 2003, this government have not been kind to rural communities. People are very receptive to the Liberal Party because the Liberal Party platform is all about investing in rural communities, and that's certainly what this district of Cartwright-Lansinclair is. And when I hear somebody on talking about Muskrat Falls and the benefits that this region is going to see, I can tell you it turns my stomach. I spent 23 years working in employment services, and we've seen too many big projects come through, and our people have yet to be the beneficiaries of them. Muskrat Falls, they put up a website, muskratfallsjobs.com. I oversee 5 employment offices. I can count on one hand the people that we have got in benefiting, and we've got just enough in there to tell us that every time a new bunch of workers come in, they're coming from Nova Scotia, they're coming from New Brunswick. We have trained people with years of experience, and the protocol is just not being followed. And the buck soon got to stop, and you're going to see more than Cartwright-Lansinclair out protesting this, because you're going to see all of Labrador banding together on it.
Why is that? Why would that be happening? If you have, as you say, qualified people, what would their motivation be to look elsewhere?
Well, it's sometimes maybe it's union and people that are in the union and things like that, but on the website, clearly it says priority would go to Innu, and the next would be Labradorians, but I can tell you now it's not happening, and there's a lot of frustration, and all the doors that I'm knocking on, I'm hearing that. So many issues that we are dealing with here. It's very frustrating, and I can't wait to get at the table and start working on them. And
people actually do resent the fact that the election took as long as it did to be called the by-election?
Very, very much so. The Liberals called, as you know, and so I've been the Liberal candidate since the 12th of April, and I'll be absolutely honest with you, there was many days that I couldn't get out campaigning because I was dealing with issues for people in the district. They were calling me from Black Tickle, the phones was out. They were calling me from the Straits, they needed an extra ferry crossing. People know that I have very much been doing the work of an MHA for a long, long time. It's just now I'm stepping up officially into the role.
Okay. Well, listen, thanks very much for your call. I'm glad we got you on before we take our break for the summer. It'll be long over by the time we come back, and it's going to be interesting to follow it. I guess you certainly, in most people's estimation, have a leg up just because not only of your obvious skills and your familiarity with people, but it has been a strong Liberal seat for some time, and congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you, Pete. It is a Liberal district, but and I am a very known name, but you know what? We're not being complacent. We're not taking that for granted. We're getting out to all the doors, and we're talking to people, and we're letting them know that we hear them. Their issues is also my issues. I'm a resident here. I'm using the same health care system there. I'm driving the same atrocious roads. And I just want to say you have a good summer, and with the support of the wonderful people of Cartwright Lanceclear, the next time I talk to you, I'll be talking to you as an MHA, Pete.
Indeed. Okay, well, we'll see you. We'll talk to you one way or the other.
Right on. You take care.
All the best.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go. We've talked to all three candidates, and I have to say, a very lucky district to have such tremendous candidates, all three, and I wish them all the best. All right, we'll take a quick break and come back for our last segment.